A lot of ideas what you can do. For each couple I got one. Then this is the map here from the city. There is the center and a little bit more. I can have a look. And the last thing I want to give to you, this is the hop-off tour. It starts here by on the side. Just if you are interested, it takes 2 hours and you can hop on or off to the chocolate museum and other points on the other side of the river where you have a good view to the side. So that's what you can do, some ideas. For example, the hop on or off tour, it's normally a red one, but we have some yellow ones too. Okay. And you see this funny green, yellow trains. There are 2 of them. One is called the Zoo Express that goes to the north in the zoo, one of the oldest zoo of Germany, very beautiful. And the other one is called Chocolate Express that goes to the Chocolate Museum from here. It's a 20 minutes ride. One ride will be €7. If you take both tickets to go back here, it's 12 euros. And they start every half an hour. I think also the hop on of bus every half an hour from here because this is the central, the start. And so when you look now, let us go over. The Eiffel Tower was built in Paris. And guess why? There was one man visiting Cologne when it was finished. We finished it at the end of the 19th century, and this was the steel time. So in the roof, it's the biggest in-house steel construction you can see in the world. And so there was coming Gustave Eiffel to Cologne. He looked at the steel construction and then he got an idea to build the Eiffel Tower in Paris. You know? So this is the important thing. When it was ready in 1880, it looks different. I can show you also a very nice picture of that. You see that here. And the biggest difference is the color. It's built by 40 different kind of stones, mostly sandstone. That's why it was light. And today you see it in a black, gray, and dirty version. That has 3 reasons. Reason number 1 is what you can see over there. There is the main railway station. That's also built by the Prussian. Sometimes I get asked, why do they build the cathedral so close to the railway station? At least it's the other way around. And we have had the steam engine, and all the steam goes over the church. Point number 2 is, in a half circle around Cologne, we have that what we call the chemical belt in Germany. So we have in the north part Shell, yes, petrochemical industry, and in south part, and the north part there is Bayer by aspirin. Yeah, the aspirin. That's where my husband is working in the office, and I'm a woman. I have to work on the street, as you see here in Germany. Okay, a lot of chemical industry, a lot of chemical pollution also goes down here until the 80s. It was hard. Now it's better, but it's still. And the third reason is the Second World War. I come to the theme of the Second World War a little bit later when we stay on the side. You see how the Christmas market starts. So it starts not officially, it's just only the houses. And we have the Christmas tree. Yes, it's one. They built it this week, I heard about. But we will stay there and then we have a look on the side of the cathedral and then I'm talking about the Second World War. So these are the reasons why it is so black and dirty. But they developed the system to clean it. It is possible. But they buy the Cologne Cathedral. They use it everywhere in the world, not here. For one good reason. Because have a look on the facade. This is the biggest facade ever. You can see it from a Gothic church. And you see how filigrane it is in most parts. So to clean that, you have to repeat it every 5 years. And that's extremely expensive. So they decided not to use it here, but they decided another thing, and I like this decision. They said, when we have to restore something on this building, we always do it in the old light version. Have a look to the main entrance. By the main entrance, you see a lot of light figures. Yeah. When you look on the right entrance, there are also a lot of light figures. They all restored. When you look on the left entrance, you see, they are still dirty, they are still gray. They have to be restored. So you can figure out by yourself what's new. And also see the light corner. That has to do with the Second World War. I can't do it. To visit the cathedral, I give you some tips now here. You can do it now if you like, but I have still a lot to see, just show you. It doesn't cost anything. Yeah, you can go. You have to take up a hat when you go in. And 2 things are important. I don't know everything what you will see because you will forget it until now. It's the same with me. But when you go inside, there is a column on the right-hand side. There are flyers, also in English, and a map. And when you take it, you can find out, this figure is this and so on. You make it by yourself. but they expect €1 as a donation. That's the one thing. And the main important thing is when you go inside, take a little bit time. Go inside, sit down, and rest for 5 or 10 minutes just to get in touch with the atmosphere. You think maybe now, wow, it's huge. When you're inside, it's much bigger. And just settle down, come down. You're on holiday, so the best to go inside will be around 2, 3 o'clock, so after lunch. Because if there is the sunshine, then I don't know. Then you have a beautiful light inside. Yeah, so that's my tip for you.
Okay.
Also, probably you need some washrooms during the day. In Germany, the washrooms, they officially cost money. About €1, €1.50, it depends. There is officially one. You see the little tower there? There you can go down. Yeah? They're officially ones, hygienic, fine. I will give you a tip. My private tip. Not officially ones are in this cafe over here. Cafe is called Café Reichert. Not officially ones, but you can use it with a trick. When you went inside the cafe, you're looking like, where is Aunt Annie? Oh, washrooms. And then you go down, yeah? Don't go separately. But why do I tell you that? For me, and I travel a lot in my life. Yes, I travel India, Australia, America, everywhere. But they have the most beautiful washrooms I have ever seen. There is also a little surprise. And you pay the same. So there you get more for the money. That's what I want to tell you. Huh? Just use it this way. They have also very good cake, but they are the most expensive coffee here because you have the view on the cathedral.
Yeah.
So just the tip for you, what you can do around here. Also in the tourist office in the first floor, they have a very good souvenir shop with good German-made things, not from Asia, cheap things. This is a new sign. Way Central Station, we never had that before. City of Cologne is on the first floor. They have a very good souvenir shop with German t-shirts, bags, whatever you need, yeah. So that's what you can get there. There are some other ones. They have also good things, but mostly the cheap ones you get everywhere. Okay.
You can pay do other things to...
You can climb up this house tower. There also you have to go down like to the washrooms, but then turn to the left. That costs money. Yeah. These are 533. It's down to you. Please have this in your mind. It takes 1 hour, a minimum. Yeah. But you have a nice view when there won't be a fog. Yeah. This is what you can do. Okay, so I will around this way to the side because we will see another very interesting and typical things of because Cologne is also a perfume city. We have 2 big companies here. One is very, very popular all Germany and the world. The other 2, but the other is known for the high science of Farina, for the high beginning of the 18th century. And I'm talking about that number that has the little name along here. The perfume, only rich people can afford that. And so a normal person has to work 3 years to get a flagon of this perfume. But everybody in the 18th century was producing an aqua mirabilis. That was a kind of medicine the people took in their body when they have rumbling in the stomach, headache, or something like that. And we know that it works. So it works in one way if it was the right way. That's what we don't know. And so that's what a lot of people produce. But before the Prussian came into the Rhineland, 1850, the French people were here. And the French people, and in your medicine today, yeah, when you buy a medicine, you have a prescription, what is inside, yeah. And the inventor, he said, when I take a medicine, I want to know what I'm doing into my body. And so everybody has to show the recipe from the medicine. And then there was Mr. Mühlens at the end of the 18th century, 18th century, said, I don't want to show everybody my recipe. And then he put some fragrances inside, a little bit roses and other ingredients. And then he said, I have a perfume. And so he doesn't have to show the recipe. And he made something very new for that time because he gave his perfume a special name. And this was the name of the house number he got from the French people. The French numbered all houses. And the house number was 4711. This is a little souvenir shop. This is not the original place. The opera house, that's 200 meters from here. And so here you get everything around 4711. They have different things. By the Germans, it's not so popular because it's more for a little bit the older generation. So I by myself remember my grandma when I was eating and my mouth was not looking nice. She took a little toe with 4711. So this is why I have this grandma.
Yeah.
So, but they think they also, I don't want to make mad. Yes, so don't misunderstand me. Yes, so it's have a look when you're around here, just what they. Okay, let us go. Are like donuts without there's no hole inside, nearly like a donut. Inside is a little bit marmalade, a lot of sugar around, so very less calories as well. In each part of Germany they have different names for that. Some name it pancake. I can't understand pancake. Pancake is a different thing. But in Cologne we know Berliner. You know what a Berliner is? A Berliner is a citizen of Berlin. That's how we know. And now remember, we have had also Kennedy here. And when Kennedy was in Berlin, he said the last sentence in German. He said, "Ich bin ein Berliner." I'm a Berliner. And we in Cologne said, "What are you?" Yes. It's just our view. Here starts the high street. That's you can turn to right and you can when we turn around the next corner. There we see the biggest brewhouse in town. Here in the old town, we have 14 brewhouses. Each brewhouse offered a different brand of Kölsch. And it's mostly named after the brewer, like in this case here, or they have a name what is concerning the history of the city. For example, Dom Kölsch. So here, this brewhouse was built in 1904, and it was only small. Yes, the 3 glasses here in the front, but then they make it bigger. They go in the back. Yeah? But then the wars come. Destroyed, they rebuild it. And then the 17th, they bought the second house, then they go in the back. In the 18th, they bought the third house, then they go in the back, and they brewed here in the cellar until the 90s. But then they decided to build a much bigger brewery in the north of Cologne, and then they opened the cellar for restoration. And the cellar goes from the corner over there up to here, and we have three parts in here area in the back. Upstairs there is a restaurant called the 3 Crown restaurant. 3 Crown green white smells, which are in the cathedral. There you get the same food for more money. Yeah? Don't take that. And so all together with the cellar, we have 1,800 places. It's the second biggest restoration of Germany. It doesn't look like that. Yeah? They have also here beer garden, but now it's closed. And so you can get lost inside. I just want to tell you that before. Yeah. But the nice thing, this brewhouse, what I love very much is when you enter, you see how it was looking like in the medieval time, because they have an area, there's no English word for translation, I searched very long for that, it's called Schwemme. And in the Schwemme, there are standing the barrels. And when it's very crowded, when the Christmas starts or carnival starts, they standing there 2 90-liter barrels and change it every 45 minutes. Yeah? So, and the waiter's taking the beer, the Kölsch, and bring it. Here the Kölsch is called Früh. You see the 4 letters, F-R-U-H. That's normally the German word for early or early in the morning. Yeah? In this case, it's the last name of the brewer. So, Früh Kölsch you get here. You can go inside. There is an area where you can stand and have, by standing, 1 or 2 Kölsch if you don't want to sit down. If you want to choose the chance to have lunch here in town, you also have to go into the brewhouse, but please not here. I mean, it's not bad, but there are better ones. Yeah, you must remember it's to the cathedral, 1,800 places. How can they do it fresh? Have this in your mind. I give you a tip if you like to have the lunch in a typical brewhouse. The brewhouse Cologne people love most. It's also here, close by, smaller but very good food. Okay, let us go over here.
Of all the doors stood right in front.
Go there. How do you build? How do you work it? Our answer was, we have had elves. All the elves who are working for us. And of course, I'm a little message. So. And it's written normally in German, and it's written in a poem. And I can't learn German poems, neither English ones. You saw the book, yes. Yeah. And it's translated in Japanese, in Chinese, in Italy, in Spain, in every language, and also
they
in
sell
English.
it there.
They sell it there. Yes, yes. It's absolutely typical to have some little child at home. I just tell you a little bit of the story, not the whole one. But just listen, you can go around and make your pictures if you like. They tell a tale in Old Cologne of little elves from days agone, when weary workers, should they please, could laze about and take their ease. And then by night, oh, what a sight! The little elves came chattering, hustling, bustling, clattering. They rubbed and they scrubbed, they swept, washed and scurried, and they hurried to finish the work. And before you knew it, whatever there was to be done, they do it. The baker was a sleepyhead and left the elves to bake his bad bread. The baker's boy laid sleepy too. The little elves knew what to do. They strained their backs, hacks, hauling heavy sacks, waiting floor, mixed stuff, eat fast, eat slow, let it rise to full size, knocked it all down and put it to bake before the baker was awake. He and his boy were still laying down when the loaves came out, fresh, crisp, and brown. The brewer in the tavern drank until his head swam, and he sang that to the world beside his face. The elves soon set about his task with beer and wine, both strong and fine. They heaved and they hauled, they hoisted and they pulled with the presents partaking, whether to blend and to taste, there was no time to waste. And before the brewer had stopped snoring, his wine and beer were ready pouring. One day the tailor had to make the mayor coat. It doesn't take too long, so he laid down his head beside his needle, stint and thread. The elves came in to tuck and pin and cut and clip and measure and slip and tint the coat from him to the throat. And before the tailor woke next day, the coat was ready to take. Now there's coming a break in the story, and this break symbolized the Prussian came over the Rhineland. 80-50, symbolized by the woman on top of the fountain. She has a very strong Prussian face. But the tailor's wife wanted to know who had done all that work and so. Next night she scattered peas on the floor. And when the elves came through the door, they staggered and fouled with the squeal and the gal. They howled and cried as the police made them slide. They grumbled and stumbled and downstairs they tumbled. The tailor's wife came running down to look, but in a flash, they'd gone. Alas, and sad to say, these days, the craftsmen of Cologne must do their work all on their own. It keeps them all busy. They get it, they chisel, they bustle and scurry, they hustle and hurry, they burn, they bake and they mend and they make. Or for the happy days of old, but they are gone, and may tales told. Yeah? So that's a part. There's much more inside. But you can imagine that, yes, every little child grew up with that story. And during the carnival time, you see a lot of elves running around here. And the Christmas market, we also, that they build it up on the older market where we're going, it's called the Market of Elves. Of course, on top of the roofs, they're running the elves. Yeah. So it's a big thing here in the city. And if you have some child at home, this would be the greatest souvenir you can make. Okay, so we got story. And now we have to go over to the side and also talking about it's also very important. Toilets when you go ahead there and then downstairs officially.
Thank you. Oh, I hate for you.
What you really recognize also from the outside. The others are black, yeah? But here you see a lot of colors, and when you see it right, it's a lot of colored squares. This is the newest window in the church. It was built in 2007. By Gerhard Richter. He is a world-famous architect coming from Cologne, still alive, 95 years old. So, he built that. Nobody knows what there was coming. Normally, on the windows in churches, there are the Bible stories, because the people couldn't read and write. Yeah, so they were looking at comics, yeah, during the Mass. And then there was a date when they have the opening Mass for the new window from Gerhard Richter. And there was always a curtain before, and then the archbishop came 2 hours before to have a look behind the curtain so that he knew what was coming up. And when he saw a window with a lot of colored squares, like a Tetris window, yeah, he said, oh my, it looks like a brewhouse window. And then he left the church and didn't open the Mass, yeah, because he didn't like it. That's why I told you, be in the church around 2 o'clock. When the sun shines through that window, you will have one of the most beautiful and picturesque shadow inside a Gothic church. That's the most beautiful. I don't know what's about the sun today. I can't tell you, but that's the best time. Yeah. If you don't see it, Google it. There are a lot of pictures in the internet. Yeah? So, yeah. But that's really great. You also can book top on roof, but for that you have to book it 3 months before. It's very popular, and you end on top of small spire there. That's the end. You're walking there where they build it. Yeah. So you have to be free of any pain or minus. Yeah. Yeah. I did it 14. I love this tour because there are always people from the arch or others working for the church, and everybody has other stories. That's very impressive. It looks huge for you, but when you're in the roof, it's so big. It's really, there's hanging a huge eagle. That's the German eagle on our flag. It's very huge. The eagle is big like that. The trees here. It's there, yeah. And there's a model of the old town in steel. It's amazing. So another thing what I want to tell you is Second World War. Everybody, before the bombs came down, they put out all the windows, yeah, all the treasuries. They put it somewhere else, and they grabbed over there where you see this building over there. Yeah, grabbed a huge hole in the ground, put the windows very, very deep to save them. After the Second World War, they back into the church, and when they grabbed down, they found some mosaic stones in the ground. And they grabbed more and more and more and more and more, and they found the biggest mosaic ever found by the Romans, from the Romans. And it's Dionysus mosaic with 1.5 million. We found so much from the Romans that in the 17th we asked, or end of the 60s, we have to decide, well, we want to have a museum for the Roman art. Where shall we build it? And when we were thinking about that, we say, when we build it somewhere else in the city, we have to put 1.5 million mosaic stones somewhere else. And we didn't find a stupid person. That's why we built the Roman-German Museum over there. It's built in the 17th, totally ugly, and actually it's also under construction once again. And to integrate the mosaic in the museum. But I want you to see it, and I show it to you because in 1999, we have had in Cologne the G8 summit. And in 1998, there were a lot of very important people here in Cologne. For example, Mr. Clinton, one point, or Tony Blair. And our mayor, people to have a diner on this mosaic. Because the Romans only decorate the rooms where guests are coming with nice things like mosaics. They never hang up a picture in a sleeping room because you go in a sleeping room, you go. So this mosaic must have been a dining room. And so our mayor invited all these very important people to have a diner on the mosaic. And then there was an officially press photo, and that was this, on every newspaper in the world on the first side. Yes, this is the mosaic, so that you see how big it is. They put a big plastic over that. And they use also the glass table, just that you always see the mosaic, or a Monica if Clinton brought her. We don't know. As well. So at night people are eating there. And since it was in the newspaper all over the world, since then the director of the Roman-German Museum gets nearly every day a phone call. Can I celebrate my bachelorette? Can I celebrate my birthday? Yeah. But this was the only event that ever took place on. It's still in there. This is the museum, but this is closed. It's closed. Since 6 years, don't ask. I don't know if I will see it. No? I saw it before. Now they have had plans, and plans cost money. We don't have money. Yeah? So we wait. There's no date, actually. Here, this is the Dome Hotel. Here they built since 12 years, and they want to open it next year. That's the plan. If you want to make Mr. God laughing, make a plan. Yeah? So we are waiting for time as well. Okay, so that's a little bit around. Now we come really to the theme of the Second World War. I just mentioned Cologne has been one of the most bombed cities, and 98% of the whole city was completely destroyed. And I want to show you the picture, how it looks like here. 40, what do we have now? 80 years ago. It's years ago. This is when you would look from here into the old town. Yeah, there you see there was nothing. Most afraid what happened with the cathedral. And that's what I can show you. On this picture you see the cathedral was still standing. And there are several reasons also for that. First of all, in the medieval time they thought if you build such a huge cathedral with so much stones, you need the same mass of stone also underneath. That's what you see here is 150,000 tons of stone. That meant under this building is also 150,000 tons of stone. So that's a very strong construction, but that's not the only reason. The main reason is during the Second World War, it was not so important to hit a church. It was much more important to hit the industry and I told you about the chemical belt. But during the Second World War, they didn't have Google Maps. So the navigation was not like that, what we have today. And to find that, they need landmarks. And that was, the Cologne Cathedral was the landmark for the chemical industry around. So when the planes were coming from the north, they passed the cathedral and then they throw down the bombs and the same way back. So that's the main important point. But it doesn't mean that it wasn't bombed. There were more than 200 bombs in the roof, but because of the steel construction, it wasn't Notre Dame. Yeah, you heard about Notre Dame.
Yeah.
That was one point for us. The biggest bomb pit was really by that where you saw the light corner. I mentioned that.
Yes.
I can show you how it looks like. There was the biggest bomb pit of the cathedral, and the people who still lived here in the city, they were right afraid that the tower was coming down. And so they fixed that hole into 3 nights with brickstones against the order of the Nazis. Yeah, the Nazis say don't use it, but they did it. And this was really the best decision because today we know it came down when they haven't done that. This is what we, until the year 2003. But then there was the decision of the Catholic Church, Huge Catholic Day will take place in Cologne in 2005. And when the Pope is coming. And we can't show the Pope such a damaged cathedral. That's why they restore it in the old way, in the light version. I also want to mention a lot of people went on the street to protest against, because we want to hold this as a memorial for the Second World War. Okay, the church did it so far, it's ready. Now we come to the funny end of the story. 2 weeks later, when this was ready, the Pope died. Rest in peace. But then they wrote a new one. And the new one in 2005. Do you know who was the new Pope in 2005?
Paul II, I think, was it? John Paul I, John Paul II, John Paul I?
It was Benedetto. And Benedetto was the German one, Mr. Ratzinger. And he has been here before. He knows how it looks like.
It's not John Paul. Yeah, it was Benedetto, yeah.
Huh? So that's
He just died recently, actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
this year we also. So at least these are some stories about the cathedral. You can imagine by 638 years of building on this church with 300 years of break. There's a lot to tell. It's very interesting to walk on the roof. There you can see a lot of interesting things. And you don't have to be religious to really love this. Now maybe you can understand what I start to tell you in the coach, yeah? So when I'm on holiday, I love to go on holiday, but when I come back, I love to say, oh, my cathedral. And Cologne is also, last point we are talking about here, Cologne is also a city standing for music. We are really music city. We have a lot of bands playing, singing in our own language. Not only in Cologne, they are known all over Germany. Yeah? Also rock in culture, in our language. But the songs come from Carnival. And we are so self-drunken with our city. We have a lot of songs about the city and the cathedral. And during the Second World War, there was one man, Gustave Eiffel. He wrote a song about the cathedral in our city from that time, from the feeling we have when we can't see the cathedral. This is the hidden hymn here in Cologne. So I want to sing it for you. Yeah, so that you hear the code. I'm not drunken now. Yeah, later it will sound much better. But I want to sing it for you so you get in touch with the language. I give you the lyrics before. The lyrics is, when I think about my hometown and I see the cathedral just in front of my mind, I like to turn and run back on my black naked feet. Yeah? So that's the lyrics. Min Heimat denke und seh der du so für mir stand, der ich die Heimat schwenke, ich möchte zu Fuß nach Köln, der ich die ob Heimat schwenkt, ich möchte zu Fuß nach That's our hidden hymn. And now I remember I forgot a very important thing. In front of the cathedral, you remember the tourist office where I came from. In between is the meeting point for later. I think my colleagues, they will have this this pedal then. My colleagues will be there 20 past 4 to collect everybody, walking 4:30 over to the coach. So remember, 20 past 4. In between this, the tourist office and the cathedral, there is standing the spire of the cathedral. You see, when you look up the spire,
Yes.
at the end, there's a pile of flower. Yeah? A pile of flower. This is standing in the original where we were standing.
Okay.
There, you meet all my colleagues with the same bubbles. They have also my bubbles. 20 past 4. Is it okay?
Yes.
It's just not directly by the main entrance, a little bit before, but there you can see. Yeah, where we were standing, this is the meeting hall. I just forget. I'm sorry for.
Yeah.
I want to tell you so much. So, what about? We have a little bit more time. I want to bring you into the old town to see the older market. Also very interesting. I will show you the brew house. I want to recommend to you that we have because of